skin has a story to tell of a heaven we built and the way that it fell. I don't have to speak, I don't have to pray. The silence is heavy and the sky is all gray. But whenever I break, whenever I fall, the water finds the path that you carved in the wall. Oh, my tears know your name, they don't need a map, they fall in the rhythm of a heart in a trap. They trace every line, every scar, every ghost. The one that I love is the one I fear most. They wash down my face like a slow-moving rain. Yeah, my tears know your name. I tried to stay dry, I tried to stay strong, but the nights are so quiet and the winters are long. There's a ghost in the hallway, a dent in the bed, and 1,000 I'm sorries that never got said. So I let the flood open, I let it all go to the only destination they've ever known. They don't fall for strangers, they don't fall for lies, they only show up when I close my tired eyes and see you standing there right where you stay, in the garden of shadows that we both made. Oh, my tears know your name, they don't need a map, they fall in the rhythm of a heart in a trap. They trace every line, every scar, every ghost. The one that I love is the one I fear most. They wash down my face like a slow-moving rain. Yeah, my tears know your name. They know your name. The salt in the dark. Always back to you. There was no warning, no sound, just silence. We didn't scream, we didn't fight, no door slammed in the night. Just quiet words and tired eyes, two truths wrapped up in lies. you slipping through my hands like smoke I couldn't hold. Loving you became a place that suddenly turned cold. No last chance, no goodbye. The end came softly. No advice, no one noticed. No one knows we faded slowly. Out of you, the end came softly. Between me and you. Your side of the bed stayed clean like you were never there. The ghosts don't leave completely, they linger in the air. I hear you in the smallest things and breaths I shouldn't take. In every quiet moment, your memory still awakes. No shattered glass, just letting go. The end came softly, like falling snow. No one noticed. No one knows we faded slowly. Out of you, the end came softly. Between me and you. I would have thought if you had asked me to stay, but you just slowly drifted away, and I let you. The end came softly. No final plea, just you becoming a stranger to me. We didn't break, we just fell through. The end came softly. Between me and you. No sound, no blame, just the end. I looked into 1,000 eyes, searching for a spark I'd recognize. I walked through crowds and empty halls and heard a million different calls, but the frequencies never right. It's like a shadow trying to be the light. 'Cause baby, nothing can replace you. No, no matter where I look or where I go, they try to mimic how you move and speak, but imitation's always far too weak. You're the original, the only design, story had a different kind of end. There's a space you fill inside my soul that makes the broken parts feel finally whole. They can try to build a statue, try to write a play, try to find a person who can take the pain away, but you're the gold in the middle of the grain, the only shelter in the pouring rain. You know, no matter where I look or where I go, they try to mimic how you move and speak. The imitation's always far too weak. You're the original, the only design. A once in a lifetime that I'm glad isn't mine. Nothing can replace you. Nobody else. Ooh, just you. Only you. The sheets are straight, the room is cold, a story told and then grown old. But in the quiet, in the deep, between the waking and the sleep, I feel a ghost against my skin, a phantom pulse where you have been. It's the echo of your touch, vibrating in the dark, a lingering connection, a cold and fading spark. I reach out for the ripples in the center of the bed, but I'm only catching memories and the things we never said. It's quiet now, it's far away, it's almost far too much. The long and lonely echo of your touch. thunder roll, no sudden wave to crush the soul. Just a fading light in a quiet room, like the scent of a rose past its bloom. We didn't scream, we didn't fight, we just drifted out into the night. Oh, the end came softly, like a falling leaf, a quiet surrender, a silent relief. No grand goodbye, no final plea, just a slow rolling tide pulling back to the sea. The fire went out without a spark and left us dancing in the dark. I watched the dust dance in the sun, counting the threads that we'd undone. A folded map, a closed up book, a long and steady final look. It wasn't a break, it was just a bend, a gentle path to a quiet end. Sometimes the winter doesn't freeze the bone, it just settles in until you're alone, and the silence grows till it fills the space where I used to recognize your face. Oh, the end came softly, like a falling leaf, a quiet surrender, a silent relief. No grand goodbye, no final plea, just a slow rolling tide pulling back to the sea. The fire went out without a spark and left us dancing in the dark. It came softly, like a whisper in the heart, like the shadows on the wall. I'm scrolling back through the timeline view to a pixelated version of me and you. Before the glitches, before the lag, before the spirit started to fly, we look like giants in that summer light. Everything froze. keep the memory of being alive. Before we were strangers, before we were ghosts, before we were the things that we feared the most. This is the last version of us, the final release. Before the static brings the only peace, we're losing the signal, we're dropping the frame. We don't even flicker at the sound of a name. It's a beautiful ruin, a sunset and dust. Goodbye to the last version of us. We struck down the last version. End of file. System shut down. The last version. The last file. It's quiet now, too quiet. Your picture still beside my bed, your side still cold and empty. I try to move the things you left, but they still feel like you to me. The silence screams louder at night than any words we said. I never knew a heart could ache from everything that's left unsaid. You too quiet without you. I blame the house for being cold. I blame the stories we were told. I blame the timing and the rain, the heavy weight of ancestral pain. I pointed fingers at the stars and blamed the way we hid our scars. I said the city was too loud. I blamed the shadow of the cloud. I told myself you didn't try, that you were just a long goodbye. But then I looked into the glass and watched the ghost start. Sorry, past. The saddest part wasn't the ending or the way the walls were bending. It wasn't the silence in the hall or how we watched the empire fall. I looked at the wreckage and finally could see that the saddest part was me. I was the one who wouldn't bend. I was the one who chose the end before the end had even come. I was the beat, I was the drum of every fear I couldn't name. I was the fuel, I was the flame. The saddest part wasn't the ending or the way the walls were bending. It wasn't the silence in the hall or how we watched the empire fall. I looked at the wreckage and finally could see that the saddest part was me. Just me. The ghost in the garden, the heart that wouldn't soften, the saddest part. I told myself this was the last time I see your name light up my phone, and I already know I'll fall. Every promise that I made starts breaking at your call. I try to be stronger now, I try to walk away, but every road I take alone still leads me to your face. I know the ending, but I stay. This heart won't learn, no matter how it breaks. It keeps on running back to you, no This heart won't learn, no matter how it breaks. It keeps on running back to you, no matter what it takes. I know it's wrong, I know it burns, but every time you touch my soul, this heart won't learn. Maybe I'm addicted to the pain. Maybe I'm afraid of the empty space. Maybe loving you is my mistake. I can't erase this heart won't learn, no matter how I try. It keeps believing every single lie. I know you'll leave, I know it hurts, but even when you let me go, this heart won't learn. This heart won't learn. It still loves you. They said time would heal. They lied. I let the seasons come and go. Watch the world keep moving on. Learn to smile when people asked if I was finally feeling strong. I packed away your photographs. I stopped saying your name, but every night behind closed eyes, you're still exactly the same. Time kept moving, I stayed here. Time didn't throw the plates or scream. We didn't wake up from the dream with a sudden start or a heavy heart. We just forgot the better part. The distance grew an inch a day, and the quiet things we didn't say. Stayed on your side, I stayed on mine, reading between a thinning line. The dinners got shorter, the lights got dim. I stopped asking how you'd been. It wasn't a storm, it wasn't a gale, just a ship that ran out of wind for the sail. And oh, we faded without fighting, like ink under the sun. No more writing, no grand finale, no closing scene, just a blur of gray where the gold had been. We didn't break, we just dissolved. A mystery that never got resolved. Maybe if I would have kept the spoon, maybe we needed a bit of a storm, but we were too tired to even disagree, and you just stopped being you to me. And no, we faded without fighting, like ink under the sun. No more writing, no grand finale, no closing scene, just a blur of gray where the gold had been. We didn't break, we just dissolved. A mystery that never got resolved. Just faded into the background, into the static. We hit the ground like a falling star.
wall of sound continues for several bars before suddenly cutting to a single, ringing guitar note.
The city's loud and the lights are cold. Another story that's getting old. I travel miles on these worn out shoes, with nothing left but these traveling blues. But then I see you and the world goes still, like a sunrise over a quiet hill. 'Cause you still feel like home to me, like a porch swing under a willow tree. The static fades when I hear your name. In a changing world, you're the steady flame. I can wander far across the foam, but you still feel like home. There's a comfort in the way you speak, a strength I find when I'm feeling weak. The smell of rain in the morning tea, the way you know every part of me. I don't need a map or a guiding star. I'm already there, right where you are. The walls may change and the pain might peel, but this is the only thing that's real. A sanctuary in the middle of the storm, where the light is bright and the heart is warm. 'Cause you still feel like home to me, like a porch swing under a willow tree. The static fades when I hear your name. In a changing world, you're the steady flame. I can wander far I changed the station when our song came on. I told the neighbors that I'm moving on. I painted over every wall you touched, thinking maybe I just care too much. But the ghosts are stubborn in this empty house, quiet as a shadow, patient as a mouse. Oh, your goodbye still hurts like a fresh cut line, like a bitter taste in a bottle of wine. They say that the healing is a slow-moving train, but I'm still standing in the pouring rain. The calendar turns, but the heart stays still, fighting a battle against its own will. Yeah, your goodbye still hurts. I saw your brother at the grocery store. He looked at me like he'd seen a ghost before. I didn't ask him how you're doing now. I kept my secrets tucked behind my brow, but my hands were shaken by the frozen food, caught in the grip of a lonesome mood. Time is a liar, and the wind is a thief, taking the spirit, but leaving the grief. I'm tired of waiting for the sting to fade into the light of a promise we made. Oh, your goodbye still hurts like a fresh cut line, like a bitter taste in a bottle of wine. They say that the healing is a slow-moving train, but I'm still standing in the pouring rain. The calendar turns, but the heart stays still, fighting a battle against its own will. Yeah, your goodbye still hurts. It still hurts. Every morning, every night. I didn't leave you. You left me slowly. It started in the quiet things, the way you wouldn't stay. Your eyes stopped looking into mine. You turned your face away. You held my hand without the warmth. You kissed me without need. I felt you leaving long before you actually left me. Oh, I tried they felt empty now, like echoes in a hollow room. I didn't know how to beg for something already gone, to fix what wouldn't stay. You left me standing in a love that faded into gray. I stayed too long. You were already gone. Your love went cold first. I felt it in your touch before the final goodbye. Before you gave me up, you stopped needing me. You stopped fighting for us. Your love went cold first, then mine turned into dust. Now I replay every moment in my mind, trying to find where I lost you in time. Your love went cold first, but I stayed till the end, holding on to someone who wouldn't love me again. Now I'm learning how to live without your love. Your love went cold first, and mine wasn't enough. I didn't leave you. You left me slowly. I burned the letters, I changed my locks, I threw your old sweater in a donation box. I went to the party, I stayed out late, I even went out on a Saturday date. I'm doing everything the experts say to keep the ghost of you a mile away. But I passed that diner on 4th and Main, and it started a fire in the middle of the rain. A certain song on a stranger's phone, and suddenly I'm right back in the zone where you're laughing loud and the world is right, and I'm losing the war in the middle of the night. I can run for the border, I can fly to the coast, I can drink Yeah, you're still the champ. The trophies on your shelf. I'm just lying to myself. You said goodbye, but you never really left. Your shadow lives inside my days, and every word I couldn't say. I see your face in empty space, and every dream I can't escape. We closed the door, we walked away, but something asked for us to stay. A part of you stayed here with me, a ghost of what we used to be. Time keeps moving, but I don't. It was a goodbye that never ended, the silence that still speaks your name. We let go but never mended. Now nothing feels the same. I try to breathe, I try pretending, but every road still feels suspended in a goodbye that never ended. I wear a smile I don't believe. I learned to live with missing pieces. Every laugh is incomplete. Every night repeats you're leaving. I told myself I'd be okay, but healing never found its way. Some wounds don't close, they just remain alive inside the quiet pain. You're still with me in everything. It was a goodbye that never ended, a silence that still speaks your name. We let go but never mended. Now nothing feels the same. I try to breathe, I try pretending, but every road still feels suspended in a goodbye that never ended. Maybe we ended long ago, but my heart doesn't know how to say goodbye alone. It was a goodbye that never ended, a love that never lent to fame. We broke apart but stayed connected. In every choice I've made, I keep falling, still descending into words I'm never sending. It was a goodbye that never ended. You said goodbye, but you never really left. You said your hands were a fortress wall, that you'd be the one to break my fall. was told. I didn't break in the wind or the rain. I didn't break from the miles of pain. I didn't snap when the world got loud or lose my way in the heavy cloud. No, the lightning struck and the truth ran free. I broke right where you were holding me. There's a jagged edge where your fingers stayed, a debt of silver that's never been paid. I look for a scar from the stones they threw, but the only wound that I found was you. The safest place was the danger zone, and now I'm standing here on my own. You grip too tight, or you let go too soon. Under the light of a hollow moon, now there's a gap that I can't repair, a ghost of a touch in a freezing air. I didn't break in the wind or the rain. I didn't break from the miles of pain. I didn't snap when the world got loud or lose my way in the heavy cloud. No, the lightning struck and the truth ran free. I broke right where you were holding me. Yeah, I broke right in your hands, just like shifting sands. A found heavy storm and a lingering distorted guitar. I filled the rooms with all my life. I stayed awake through every night. I changed my shape, I changed my tone to be the strongest thing you know. I poured my heart into a cup and watched you drink the whole thing up. I tried to be the solid ground to keep your world from spinning round. I carried every way you threw and made a bridge to get to you. But the more I gave, the more you craved. before you. I gave you every part of me. The ones I used to keep. Every secret, every fear, every promise buried deep. You became my gravity, my reason, my excuse. I stopped living for myself. I was only living you. I disappeared and didn't even know. I loved you past my waiting for the doorbell or the telephone to ring. I kept your favorite coffee mug sitting by the sink. The silence in this kitchen gives me too much time to think. I haven't moved the boxes, I haven't changed the sheets. I'm just watching all the strangers walking down our street. I stayed after you left, like a shadow on the floor, like the coat you didn't want hanging on the bedroom door. The world is turning circles, chasing something new, but I'm still in the hallway, still holding on to you. Yeah, the clock is ticking forward, but I'm frozen in the theft. I stayed long after you left. I memorized the pattern of the sunlight on the wall. I listened for your footsteps in the empty, quiet hall. The neighbors stop and ask me if I'm doing all right now. I tell them that I'm fine, but I don't really know how to be a person moving when the anchor's at the bottom, collecting all these memories like I'm the one who bought 'em. Is it loyalty or is it just a fear of the light, of stepping out of shadows and into the night? I've made a home of waiting, I've made a shrine of gone. I don't know how to see the sun when I'm still waiting for the dawn. I stayed after you left, like a shadow on the floor, like the coat you didn't want hanging on the bedroom door. The world is turning circles, chasing something new, but I'm still in the hallway, still holding on to you. Yeah, the clock is ticking forward, but I'm frozen in the theft. I stayed long after you left. Yeah, I stayed. The dust is settling now. I stayed. The coffee's cold, the sun is high. Another pale and empty sky. They say the seasons turn the page, but I'm still locked inside this cage of every word we never said, and every ghost inside my head. I still haven't healed, no matter the time. I'm still tracing cracks in this mountain I climb. The world's moving on, it's a blur in the street, but I'm standing still with the ground in my feet. Yeah, the wound is still open, the silver is gray. I still haven't healed, and that's okay. I traded whiskey for the tea, trying to find some peace in me. I still feel like home. I heard your voice across the room, and time just froze in place. Every wall I built inside felt at the sound of your name. I tried to tell my heart the truth, that you're not mine to hold, but every part of me still runs to everything I know. Some things don't fade, they just live on. You still feel like home, even though you're gone. Like a light I keep on when the night is too long. I know I should move on, but my heart doesn't know why you still feel like home. I walk alone on empty streets we used to call our own. Every corner whispers you in ways I can't outgrow. I've met 1,000 strangers now, but none of them are you. No matter where this life takes me, my soul goes back to you. Some loves don't end, they just let go. You still feel like home, even though you're gone. Like a light I keep on when the night is too long. I know I should move on, but my heart doesn't know why you still feel like home. Maybe home isn't a place, maybe it's just one person's face. Maybe I'll carry you forever, even